Guys, another Mego discussion with Wave 8 upon us, maybe weeks or so away from distributors receiving their Wave 8 Mego figures to hand out to all of the Mego fans, Mego community, collectors, you name it. We want to have a conversation that might be a tad bit uncomfortable, but we have to have the conversation nonetheless. Because Mego has, a lot of collectors have soured on Mego. They've soured on Mego's stance, the way they've handled business. They've soured on the poor distribution, poor choices of figures. But what we want to know today, and what we want to discuss today, will you, as a collector, will you be giving Mego a second chance, or in some cases, if you listen to certain collectors, a third or fourth chance? But either way, will you be giving Mego a chance, a second chance at their business, for them to wow you with their Wave 8 figures? That's the discussion today. Have they earned that? Do they deserve that? These are the questions we want to cover today. As you can see, I got some figures here, loose. We do have loose figures here. Mego didn't do bad with these guys. The Romulans, once again, one of my favorites here is the Face of the Screaming Werewolf, the original one, the red plaid shirt. The much anticipated and heavily sought after back in the day green shirt Kirk, the Spock. Will you be giving Mego a break? Are you prepared to give Mego a break? A lot of my collecting buddies, it's split. It's really, I'm being honest, it's split down the middle. Some will not touch a Mego with a 20-foot pole. They are done with Mego. Are you done with Mego? Or are you willing to buy or purchase a good product if you see one? But I'm curious, because this is a fantastic and it's a very fascinating conversation, because when you're talking about the realm of action figures and toys, I want to hear from you guys your thoughts on that. If a company has been so poorly represented, or just they didn't have a good run per se in producing great figures, and they struggled to do that, would you be done with them? If they had another line of toys coming out, would you give them a second chance? The question is quite simple, but it's not that easy. You know, it's not that easy. A lot of people have become totally disenchanted with Mego as a company, with their products. this is a forum, so to speak, a platform for you guys to really speak your mind, share your thoughts. Has Mego done enough with Wave 8 upon us now? Has Mego done enough to earn back that trust from the collecting community? I'm on the fence. I'm a toy collector, so I'm going to collect things that I like. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be honest with you. And I've told my buddies this, and I'm on record with my collecting buddies. There's 3 or 4 Wave 8 figures that I'm excited about. The Fly, the Scary Stories, the Twilight Zone figure, the Kenemet figure, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, and the Star Trek figures. So I'm excited about some of these figures, and I'm very curious. And I think that's what gets me in trouble. It's the curiosity of seeing these figures in person, in hand. You know, I've heard some of my subscribers say they need to have the figures in hand to make those decisions. To say, you know what, this figure sucks. This figure is just horrible. But guys, we don't want you to pull any punches. We don't want you to hold anything back. And quite honestly, you guys haven't held anything back about Mego action figures from Wave 7 all the way down to Wave 1. They got off to a rocky start with the Target ordeal. They struggled to produce quality figures that we wanted. They gave us, let me see, what did they give us here? And this is not a bad figure. Let's go up here. Bewitched wasn't a bad figure. It does have a fan base. Now, the majority of the collecting community for Mego would have loved to see maybe a superhero action figure. And we'll get into that as well. But that's kind of where we were at. And then they gave us this figure. And I think it wasn't so much that this was a bad figure. This is a fantastic figure. The Lord of the Rings. This was a fantastic figure. But I think what happened with that, it was, we didn't get enough of them. So you got 2 figures, 2 characters from this franchise. And that was it. Now, are there more on the way? Possibly. But we were left with a lot of question marks. So let's bring this down. So we're just trying to get some ideas here. But then you hit the lottery with a monster figure. And we'll get to this, my favorite, personal favorite, which took a lot of heat. This little guy right here took a lot of heat. But they hit the lottery with the glow-in-the-dark Nosferatu figure. And with the regular Nosferatu figure. So it's not like Mego didn't give us great figures. They struggled to, I guess, to be consistent with their figures. But you say M.I.B, you have a stage full of figures that in most Mego collectors' mind got right. Mego got it right. But then we can go to the 14-inch figure. Let's bring him up here. Which is one of my favorites, is a Zod figure. Now, people got lukewarm, or they're kind of on the fence about the 14-inch figures, from the construction, the body design, maybe poor character choice. A lot went into that though. So I'm making a mess over here. But we want to hear from you guys. What's your thoughts on that? What's your feelings on that? How do you feel about that? We want to hear all of that, guys. Right in the comment section, right underneath this video. How many times did Mego strike out? But then they came back with the Star Trek Wrath of Khan series, which I thought was a home run. But you had some people say, well, we have too many Kirks. But we didn't have a Kirk like this. Your thoughts, guys, your opinions. We want to hear all of it. Does, or better yet, will you give Mego a second chance? And are you being fair? We want to hear it, guys. I said it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation because it's been an uncomfortable 2 years dealing with Mego by a lot of collectors' standards and through their feelings about Mego. It's been a very uncomfortable and unsettling 2 years. Has Mego been successful in the 2 years? That's another conversation. We want to hear all of that. Has Mego been given a fair shake in this whole deal? Guys, the list of questions and thoughts are endless, absolutely infinite. But we want to get that started. We want to start that conversation. Now, here's a good conversation to have. My good buddy, Terry Jackson, God bless him. This was a Christmas gift last year, 2019. He sent this to me. Terry Jackson sent this to me. I want to point this out because this is from Think Geek. Think Geek is a line of stores. I believe that it's not located in the Midwest. I'm based in Ohio. Our museum is based in Ohio. Think Geek is somewhere out in the like South, Georgia, Florida, and places like that, Texas. And if I've left out some states, guys, throw some more states in there for me. Where Think Geek is located, it's not Midwest based, okay? And I say that because that's another thing that hurt Mego, I believe, was the fact that they couldn't, distribution-wise, they couldn't get these fantastic sets out to the collectors. They couldn't get these sets out to the collectors, all of the collectors. So you got West Coast collectors in California and over there that can't get there. They can't get this. I can't get this. Southern states can get this. So how do you feel about that? And I say that because now you have Meijer, the store chain, Meijer, if I'm pronouncing their name right. I believe it's pronounced Meijer. It looks crazy on paper, but I believe it's Meijer. They're a Midwestern store chain that has done a deal with Mego to carry their new superhero 8-inch action figure toy line. Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman. A ton of figures. Fantastic figures that Mego collectors have been calling for since day one. Day one, we've been calling for superhero 8-inch action figures. Not the 14-inch figures. Not the 14-inch figures. The 8-inch figures. But we finally get them, and guess what? They're only exclusive at Meijer, a Midwestern store chain. So now as collectors from the Midwest, I guess it's our job or our duty to help out our brothers, which I will. Terry Jackson, if you need anything, if you don't have a Meijer in your location, if I can find you anything, let me know, buddy. I'll send it to you. But that's just the beauty of the collecting community. But we shouldn't have to do that as a collecting community. It's cool, but everybody, these figures need to be readily available. And that's why I'm so curious how Wave 8 is going to be available. Will they be more available than these guys that you see here, these little guys right here? I'm curious. Now, I've pre-ordered Wave 8 months and months and months ago. I know a lot of people canceled their pre-orders with Mego, just out of frustration, out of various reasons. But I know a ton of people, which now that number I think is somewhere around 80 to 90 collectors that I know personally that have canceled their Wave 8 orders. But I kept mine. I kept mine. I kept mine for a lot of reasons. I kept mine because I ordered them, 5 months ago now? Something like that. Almost 5 months ago now. I ordered them for a reason. I ordered them because I wanted the figures. I'm a museum curator. I want to carry toy history. And guys, whether you like, love, or you're just indifferent about Mego Corporation, what you are staring at right now is a part of toy history. The return of Mego 2018 through 2020 thus far. You're looking at toy history. These toys will go down in the record books. They're on record now. Whether we like them or love them or hate them, they're here. They do exist. At some point, we all love these figures. Guys, do or will, like I said, will you give Mego a second chance? I'm curious. That's not a trick question. That's merely a question. There is no right or wrong. I got friends on both lines, on both sides of that fence. Friends that simply will not have a Mego figure in their house. I know friends that have literally burnt their entire Mego collection. But has Mego earned the right to your wallet? Will they earn the right back into your bank account? Will you shell out more money for these 8-inch action figures? We're curious. I'm curious. I want to know. Thoughts, opinions. Has Mego been out the game too long? Are you guys tired of Mego pushing action figures that you simply don't want? We want to hear all of that. The good, the bad, and the ugly of Mego. But make no mistake, guys, Wave 8 is upon us. Whether you like it or not, it's here. It's not just talk anymore. It's here. How will you respond? I had a collector, a buddy of mine, about 3 weeks ago now, who canceled his pre-order, got a chance to actually finally see the figures that will actually be on the cards, not prototypes, not half pictures of just the top of the head and stuff like that, or just of an arm or just of a foot. Actually see the actual figure. And once he saw it, he reordered. He put his pre-order back in again. I asked him, why did you do that? Why did you cancel the pre-order and then reorder the figures? What was the thinking? He said, you know what? He said, M.I.B, at the end of the day, I just want the toys. I want the toys. I saw that the toys looked pretty cool. And I said, you know what? That was his whole deal. His whole hang up was the fact that he couldn't get a clear shot or a photo shot of the action figures. He said, I'm not going to pay or pre-order something that I just can't see. I think that's Mego. That's on Mego too. That's their fault. I think that's bad advertising. Let the people see what they're buying. Don't too many teasers. Too many teasers. And Lord knows in 2020, we don't want to be teased about anything. But definitely not about our toys. Show us the toy. You stand a better chance at getting the money if you show us the toy. Your thoughts, guys, your opinions. Will you give Mego a second chance? Or, like I said earlier in the video, a third chance? Guys, this is a town hall meeting, if you will. Like I said, we're trying to touch on a little bit of everything. Does Mego deserve a second or third chance? As far as getting your business back. Because I know a lot of you guys has stopped doing business with Mego. But do they deserve a second chance? No punches pulled, guys. We want the hard, cold, raw emotions that you guys have about this. This video is going to unearth a lot of raw emotions. This video is designed to unearth a lot of raw emotions about this 8-inch action figure, about this company, about the direction of this company. We want to hear it all. Will you be purchasing Wave 8 action figures from Mego? Like I said, it sounds like it's a simple yes or no question, but I know for many of you guys, it's more complicated than that. It's more complex than that. It's not as cut and dry as a yes or no. Check the box. It's all forgotten. Like my collector buddy said, hey man, it's all forgotten. I'm gonna pick up Wave 8. I got some collector buddies that's just gonna pick up the monster line of Wave 8. That's fantastic too. Either way, it's fine if you do, it's fine if you don't. But my morbid curiosity has really made me create this video to stir up those raw emotions, because I need to know. I want to know. Town hall meeting, guys. Because Mego's talking about Wave 9 and beyond now. So they're obviously talking about they're going to be around for a while. So for all you guys that are not buying Wave 8 and holding out or just say, I'm done with Mego, how long will you last? Will you last forever? If Mego come out with action figures that you truly desire, that you truly want, will you still be able to resist the temptation of not purchasing these figures? We want to hear that. See, that's another fantastic point. That's another fantastic point. What if Mego produced the exact figures, and we all know our favorite figures, our favorite characters from different movies and TV shows, whatever, superheroes. If Mego produced these figures, would you purchase them? Would you secretly purchase these figures and not tell your collector buddies, you know what, I'm not going to say anything, I'm going to buy the 5 or 6 of my favorite ones from Mego, but I really hate Mego, but I'm going to buy the 5 or 6 figures because I really like them. But I can't tell anybody I like them because everybody thinks I hate them. That's fascinating to me. That's absolutely fascinating to me. I need to know, guys. I'm on a need-to-know basis as we stare at this beautiful Romulan here. And I think Mego got every figure on this stage. I think they got right, by the way. I think they got absolutely right. Guys, we just wanted to stir up the conversation. We wanted to get the chatter started. You know the routine. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And by all means, if it's not collecting Mego, we want you to keep collecting something.